Catfish, mac and cheese, collard greens. Catfish, collard green, mac and cheese. What's up, y'all? I'm making the nostalgic meal for Pell, the musician and artist from New Orleans who is just blowing up right now. And I had the honor to sit down with him and have a chat. Here is his nostalgic meal of catfish, collard greens, and mac and cheese. All right, so we're gonna start with our mac and cheese here. We're gonna make our cheese sauce nice and simple. I like to use a blend of white cheddar, yellow cheddar, and a little American cheese to get that ooey gooey, you know what I'm saying? That nice creamy. All right, so we're starting off with some butter here in the pan. Now that the butter's melted, we're gonna add, what is this over here? Oh, that's flour. I know a thing or two about flour. So we're gonna add some flour to that. Start to stir that up. Let that butter kind of melt a little bit. We're gonna make this nice. All right, and once you see that butter start to melt all the way, we're gonna add some milk, and that's what's gonna allow the proteins and all that kind of thing with the cheese to come together and become creamy. Whole milk is fine. The milk. Oh yeah, give that a nice stir. All right, once you see it start to thicken, we'll lower our heat. Add a little more milk. Now we're ready to add the cheese. As soon as it gets a little bit creamy, as soon as it gets a little bit thick, we're gonna take that shredded cheese, we're gonna add it in. Shredding the cheese is better because it'll melt faster and it will incorporate into the sauce quicker. We wanna get some cracked pepper in there. A little secret weapon, just a little bit of seasoning in there, you know? Whew, that's seasoning. That's the seasoning we talking about. You know what I'm saying? You could plug and play that shit anywhere, you dig? That is creamy. All right, we're gonna add our noodles. All right, so I got elbow macaroni. They're already cooked. Boiled those with some salt. No oil. All right, don't boil your pasta with oil because then the sauce won't stick to it. Adding our noodles in here. And we'll mix until we get a nice, even, creamy coating. There's our mac and cheese, nice and creamy, nice and gooey. Look at that. All right, coming back to the stove here. I love cooking collard greens like this. All right, a little bit of butter. Make sure that coats the pan. Here are my greens, all right, nice and rinsed, chopped up. I'm gonna add those straight in here with the butter. And we're gonna add a nice ham hock here. All right, this is critical. A nice, beautiful ham hock. We're gonna just nestle it right into the middle. Add a little bit of oil right now. All right, we're gonna come in with some onion powder and some garlic powder. See how I use that? And of course, just a little something. A little something for the homies. Adding a little bit of butter, oil, salt, pepper, add some of that seasoning. That's really gonna make the collard greens pop. All right, we're gonna get this nice and coated here. You know, you don't wanna overcook them. All right, we got that butter in there. We got the ham hocks in there. It's starting to fall apart a little bit. Our greens are softening up. We wanna add some chicken stock. Very nice. And we're gonna let this simmer. All right, we're just gonna move it over and we're gonna start getting our fish fried up. We're getting our batter together here. First, we're gonna use just some plain white flour. All right, we have egg with a little milk and our seasoning. All right, we're gonna whip that up. All right, that's our wet. And finally, we have our seasoned flour, which is cornmeal, white flour, and a little seasoning. And it's important to have all three of these to get a crisp, flaky fish. So let me show you the process right now. This is how we bread our catfish, all right? Take it out from the buttermilk into the white flour, into our wet, and into our seasoning. And this is ready to go into the oil. So let's fry these up. Time to fry our fish. I love frying fish. The key is getting your oil to 375. You don't want it any hotter. If your oil is too hot, just let it cool down. And we're dropping our catfish straight into the oil. Listen to that sizzle. Look at that. Beautiful. All right, we got our catfish. You already know we got our mac and cheese, and we got our collard greens. There's not much else to do right now because, you know, when you're cooking this kind of food, you just want to attack it. You just want, you just want to get into it. You're in the kitchen all day making something delicious, something, maybe not so nutritious, but let's get into it. All right, so we got a little ketchup on the plate. And what I like to do is add a little hot sauce right into the ketchup. I'm not gonna waste any time. Oh yeah. Let's hear the crisp crunch on that. Crisp crunch, crack-a-lack. I've been doing this since the first grade. Fish Fridays, baby. You know about Fish Fridays. Done.